Welcome back, everybody, to the Search Show 24/7. This is Season 2, Episode 2 of Gotham, entitled Knock Knock. So, let's get right into it. Alright guys, Gotham episode 2, and this episode is an episode that I really liked. I really enjoyed this episode. I didn't have that many problems with it. Really, when I think about it, the only problem I had was one problem that I had last week that kind of came over into this episode. But other than that, it was just one of those episodes where it was just really good, and it just threw me off because Gotham has never just been really good. It's been like okay and stuff like that. But this episode was really good, and if they keep up with this kind of tone and this kind of storyline and stuff like that, then we might actually have a pretty damn good season 2 of Gotham, and that's really exciting to to have that feeling that you're going to really get a good season of a show that you really want to like and you really want to enjoy, that's been struggling a lot. So yeah, this episode I really liked. It really is, you get the notion that, okay, now that these villains have been broken out, that they're looking to kind of take over the city. They have this guy whose name I can't remember right now, but this guy who's kind of keeping them in charge or kind of leading them into saying like, yo, we can take over the city, we can burn it to the ground and kind of rebuild it in our own image. And what I'm liking is that each villain, we get kind of a little characterization of each villain that's been broken out, and we get to know them a little bit more and how they act around each other, which was really cool, just to see them on their kind of like what they do on their downtime, and they really just act crazy around each other, and they're still violent and stuff, and I like that. Jerome, he really stuck out in this episode because he established his dominance as a leader for these ragtag villains, which was really cool, because obviously he's supposed to. Obviously they're leaning towards him kind of being the Joker or whatever. At least that's what we all assume, because they haven't actually said that out loud that he's supposed to be the Joker. But that's what he is kind of based off of. If that happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. But that's what he's based off of. So we get to see more of him, just kind of showing like how he can lead this team of crazy people, and how he just doesn't give a F. He'll do whatever he wants to do, and he's very unstable as a person, and he just goes by his own beat, and that's really cool. But at the same time, my only issue with this episode is that the actor, he kind of overplays them sometimes. Like, some scenes are really good in this episode, but some scenes he's just overplaying it, and he's hamming it up, as they say. He's just going a little bit too overboard with the character, and it kind of throws you off a little bit, and it's kind of offsetting when you watch it. But sometimes, like I said, it's really good when he does it. So I feel like he still needs to find that balance, and I mean, that just comes with time. Obviously, he's only had a few episodes when you think about like last season and this season. So hopefully we give him a few more episodes to just kind of get into this character, and maybe he can settle down into it, because I really do like him, but sometimes it's too much. But we do see with this team that their main goal is, like I said, to kind of break down Gotham and keep it in their own image. But the only way they can do that is to kind of get Jim Gordon and like the whole GCPD department like out their way. So they kind of devise a plan to kind of take over or kind of destroy the police department, which was a really good scene, and it was very dark, it was very gritty, and that's what I want this show to be, more focused on the police aspect of it, and how the police force are trying to deal with these villains with a world that there's no Batman in this world. So that's what I like to see, and it really showed in this episode. So if they can keep doing that stuff in these episodes, it's going to really make me happy. But like I said, when they take over and they kind of destroy the Gotham department. It was just brutal. It was crazy. It was nasty, and they basically killed almost everybody. They killed the commissioner. They killed most of the police officers and the detectives there. So that was just crazy, because now what is Gordon going to do with like half the police department dead and the commissioner's gone? So that gives him an opportunity to become the commissioner, and with that, it gave him the opportunity to get his partner back in Bullock, because Bullock was still struggling with the fact that, you know, he's trying to move on from the whole Gotham or the whole police thing, try to settle down with his new girl and just try to be a different man than he was before. But like they said before, like, this is his life, this is what he do. So I was kind of actually happy that most of the police officers died, because it got Gordon back, which it sounds terrible. Oh, not Gordon, it got Bullock back, which sounds terrible, but he's back, and that gives Jim somebody he can actually trust in, somebody he can confide in, and somebody he can, you know, work together to kind of bring these guys down. So I'm looking forward to them working together again. We do get some of Edward and Miss Kringle, and how Edward's still struggling with this whole split personality, and him struggling with the fact that he wants to ask Miss Kringle out, and now he might have a chance, because he took a bullet for her, which is really, really cool. So he might actually have a chance to kind of get in there. But I do like what they're doing with Edward, and how he's doing this split personality, because when he's like with the glasses on, he's really nerdy and very awkward. But when they show like his reflection, and he's like the opposite version, he looks really cool, and he's just smooth and stuff like that. So I like the way that they're doing that version of Edward. It's really, really interesting. What else happened? We do get to see what Barbara's role is going to probably be throughout this season, and it's really to just kind of distract Jim and kind of keep him off his game, and kind of just put him in a situation where he has to where he doesn't want to be, because at the same time he wants to help Barbara, but he knows that how dangerous she is, and he has those feelings towards Barbara, because they were together for a long, long time. So he's always stuck in this weird, awkward situation with her, and so I feel like she's just going to be that person and just kind of be in his way when he needs to be on his game the most. So that's going to be really, really cool. I do like what they're still doing with Barbara. Yeah, overall, like I said, I really, really enjoyed this episode. A lot happened. We do get our first introduction to, I guess, Lucius Fox, and how he's going to be part of this whole storyline with Bruce and Alfred. And we do find out that Lucius was one of the people who helped Bruce's father out doing his whole vigilante type of thing, because we do find out like he had like his own weapons and his own armor and stuff like that. So he was kind of like the first kind of Batman or whatever, or the first like hero for Gotham until he died, and Lucius was a part of that. And you get a great moment with Alfred telling Lucius, like, I don't know what you're trying to do with Bruce, but if you hurt him, I will kill you. And I like that kind of Alfred, that very aggressive, very dark and brooding, very kick-ass Alfred. Is really, really good. And it was a lot of great scenes with Alfred and Bruce. One more problem I kind of had, it wasn't really that big of a problem, it's more of a nitpick in a story aspect for me, is when Alfred breaks the whole computer and stuff, and him and Bruce kind of get at it, and Bruce fires him. I would have liked to have that played out a few more episodes, you know what I mean? Just have Bruce on his own and see how he does on his own, and then come back to Alfred. But that's just my preference of that storyline. But I still like the way it ended, and how they got back together, and how they're now working together, as long as Bruce pays attention and does what Alfred says. And now they have this like whole little squad going on with Bruce, Alfred, and Lucius. So that's going to be really, really cool. But like I said, I would have liked for Bruce to fire Alfred go away for a little bit, and then he comes back. But that's just my opinion. But overall, I did really, really like this episode. What do you guys think about this episode? Please like this video, comment, subscribe, tell me what you thought. And as always, this is the Search Show 24/7. Be easy.